Man, I was so excited to go in and show y'all the stats of this deck and everything. I get in the app, and that shit ain't even been recorded all day. Not a single match on that deck got recorded. So, unfortunately, I don't have the stats. I'm gonna have to double check that next time, make sure I'm running multiple deck trackers. But anyways, yesterday, I got to a point where I just had to try something different, right? And I haven't been hitting that vent this season yet. Struggling, right? I know a lot of people are. Now, I will preface this by saying I did not run into Shu or Star-Lord at all today. It's a miracle, right? However, I do think this deck could handle them, and I'll get into that in a minute. But today I get in, and somebody had a similar deck to what I was playing yesterday, and they were like, "I got this off Twitter. It's doing real well." Got into Discord, and I was like, "Oh, that looks really good. It looks really interesting. Let me give it a shot real quick." I ended up falling in love with this deck, and just went on a run. I did have some losses, especially as I was trying to figure the deck out, because it's not at all my normal what I do. But yeah. So here is the deck. And I named it Girl Brain because of Moon Girl. Just thought it was clever. But I don't know whose deck it is. I don't know who made it. So if you want to tag them or let me know in the comments, and then I can tag them or whatever. So we can give some credit to whoever came up with this. However, this is genius. It's one of those last turn point slams, but it's easier to do because you're not relying, like you can kind of get around some of the counters that usually are in place, like Cosmo, or Shadow King, things like that. You could avoid them, even Shang-Chi. And this deck works to twofold. So it's taking a lot of points away from your opponent, then also putting a lot of surprise points on the board. So you have Bakari to get out of the hand, and she's basically so that you can free up a space for Mood Girl, right? But 3 points somewhere doesn't hurt. Strong Guy at Morbius, also, Strong Guy gets points once you use the Modoc, and then Morbius, will get points. He'll go up. You do have counters like Cosmic Ghost Rider and stuff that could hurt Morbius, but for the most part, you can try and dodge that stuff. And specifically, Supergiant is what helps you to dodge a majority of your stuff that would counter you. So like the Cosmic Ghost Rider and whatnot. Supergiant on 4, then you can play Modoc on 5, or you could even play Blink on 5, and then if you end up getting the Modoc on 6, fine, whatever, you play Modoc, boom, good to go. If you don't end up getting the Modoc on 6, then you can play other stuff out of your hand, if you haven't played the Morbius or the Strong Guy. Even Moon Girl, I was doing a lot of Supergiant into Blink, or Supergiant into Modoc, and then Moon Girling on 6, and it's enough to fill your hand with the double Marrows or the double Wolverines, really anything. Even if you're just filling your hand for the Morbius tick up, getting him up 12, 14 powers, nothing to sneeze at, right? Especially when Marrow's going to be hitting that lane. Double Proximas, going to things like, Luke's Bar, and different locations like that, things you may not be able to reach, or I was dodging Negasonics with it. It's just, it's great. It's incredible. Your opponent they don't know what to expect. I do want to go. Now, I'm not going to show any highlights from this deck specifically. All my highlights are going to be from the other deck. But this deck here was the one I was playing yesterday. And same kind of concept where you're doing a last turn point slam, but this archetype has kind of like, it's not really taken off in the way that it should. This discard, destroy archetype. And I think it's kind of like move in the way that it's big brained, you know, but it's got the same concept of last turn, you're going to be taking a lot of power away from your opponent. If you destroy things like Moira X early and you get like double marrows, double, you know, what have you from it. Jocasta, though, is just too good a card. Jocasta with Omega Sentinel and Phantom X will just destroy a, just destroy their board state because you're doing -2 twice, then you're doing the -7 twice, and then, you know, you might destroy a card as well. What I like to do was, with the Gambit, hit that first, and then do all the minus powers so that your Marrow, your Omega Sentinel, things like that will hit what's still left on the board, and you run the risk, less risk of hitting something that got heavily discounted, right? So just bear that in mind. But another fantastic deck. I use Quinjet in there whenever I can to help discount the Moira X stuff to get it out on the board quicker. So that deck I was running with, it was doing pretty well in the early 90s. But this is the one that took me from like 94 all the way to infinite. So yeah, like, subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos on decks and whatnot. Get back into doing that. So definitely, I've also got guides that I'll be writing up on each of the decks over on Snap Vault. I'll link that below. So you could also follow me on there. And then, of course, I'm always posting stuff on X. So definitely be sure to follow me on there as well. But yeah, here's the highlights.